culture, we celebrate from the end of Thanksgiving to mid-January. And in the middle of January is like this crazy, excuse me, this crazy party called La Fiesta de San Sebastián in San Juan, and it's a very good time. Uh, yeah, very, very good time. It's probably best I'm not in Puerto Rico because productivity would go down the hill, you know.
I saw this funny meme this weekend. It said uh, Christians stole winter solstice from the pagans, and capitalism stole Christmas from the Christians.
Yeah, it was like Coca-Cola, right? Like there's a whole story about that. Yeah. Santa Claus is like, anyway, I'm not even gonna, yeah. Let's start.
Let's do it.
Let's start.
All right, so happy Monday, everyone. So today is Monday, and we are going to actually let's do four things. What you have done, what you are doing, do you have any blocker, and gratitude. So let's do these things. Preferably like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, so everyone can go in the time. So let's start with Atish.
Okay. Yeah, I'm grateful for a great India trip so far. I climbed a mountain, and sorry, I couldn't join stand up because they kind of don't have service out there. I should have realized. And I'm currently working on the perceptions and attitudes API. So I was exploring some good data sources. And I was thinking the right implementation might be like kind of like a k-nearest neighbors thing. So like the input traits just map the closest to our current data and spit out um, the appropriate mapping. I guess that's in the data already. So yeah, just working on that. No blockers for now. So yeah, that's all for me.
Okay. Attitude simple. So just let me know if you need anything regarding the implementation or anything you need. So
Yep,
we can
we'll
go
do.
straight. All right. Thank you. So Ambuch.
Hi guys, happy Monday. I'm grateful for the holiday weekend that's coming up, and it's gonna be a great time. I'm gonna hang out with my friends, have some good food, and yeah. And for my task, I'm currently almost done with integrating the analytics file with my graph rag. The only issue right now that I was having is that some of the internal representation of data is not right. What I mean by that is that the nodes and the relationships are not being represented properly. And also, if I have, let's say, some attribute that's repeated a number of times, it's messing up the nodes or it's overlaying on the nodes. So that's one issue that I'm having. I plan to power through with it today and try to complete it as much as I can. And then I want to set up a meeting with Subodh where I can just show him my results. So yeah, yes, that's where I am.
Set up a meeting with Subodh earlier. We want to have the
Okay,
bias where like we share our work when we're 20% complete, so that we can get the
okay,
feedback
sure,
early on in the process.
sure.
And
Thanks.
when you're building this thing, right now there's a couple of changes that may or may not be happening in the experimental results JSON. See if we can think of a way to like programmatically um, generate these graphs given this new JSON, so that when the schema changes in the JSON, we can, it's not an engineering task to update the causal models.
Yeah, because right now the way I was doing it was that it's not, it's like something like hard coded where I know exactly what the key value pairs are
Yeah,
of the
that's not
JSON
good.
file.
That's not good.
Okay,
Well,
okay, sure, definitely.
I don't want to say it's not good, but consider it's for a POC. It's wonderful. It's perfect for a POC. Let's get the V1 published and working with as much hard coding as you want. But so it's about to start thinking about like how you want to
All right.
extend it.
But after we make changes to the schema of the JSON file, after that it's going to remain static, right? Or are we continuously dynamically going to update it?
Well, yeah, yeah. Um, let's have a session and see what you put
Okay,
together.
sure. Yeah,
I'm not entirely
thanks, sir.
clear. Yeah, good work. Good work. Do you have an ETA on when we can get that into? Oh, when we can get a PR request for that for the causal graph?
Um, Mostly by tomorrow, I'll give you an update on that. Yeah, I mostly want to do it by today and just do a PR by tomorrow. Yeah.
I love it. Atish, do we know? Do we have an ETA on when we can do a PR on the new attributes and levels? Oh, we lost Atish. He's on the mountain.
You attributes and levels. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Uh, you mean the perceptions and attitudes, right?
Excuse me. Sorry. Perceptions and attitudes. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, just making sure. Uh, Hopefully Wednesday, Thursday.
And are you using a third-party data source for the? I should
Yeah.
say which third-party data source are you using for the larger repository?
So basically, I asked ChatGPT which are good ones, and I've been going down the list. There's one from I think University of Michigan. They had a large data set where they had like demographic data like age and all, but then also like how much do you value family and stuff like that. So I've just been kind of going down and seeing which can be converted easily because they have a couple like okay, actually I'll just keep it quick. Yeah, University of Michigan's one of them. There's a couple others I am currently going through. I kind of forgot. Let me check,
Yeah.
but
In
it's all like open source stuff, I guess.
in
Is
general,
my
don't
point.
don't ask ChatGPT. You have a team of experts here. Ask this group
Okay,
before you ask ChatGPT.
fair point. Do you have any recommendations for
I
that?
I have many. Subodh, I'm sure, has
Okay,
more. Um, but yeah,
okay,
that's probably not the right source. But I would say
sounds good.
sit with the Subodh for a list
Okay,
for a list, and then I'll send you a ticket. Um, there should be a list of sources on the ticket. If not, it was a poorly written ticket, which is going to be my fault. But I will. We'll find one. Ideally, sooner than later, because I don't want you to get too
yeah,
too far down the path. Good, good work.
awesome.
All right, Avi, you are next.
Um, uh, yes. Um, I'm grateful for this weekend. I spent some time with friends. I worked out. I had dinner. I worked out again. I cleaned. Um, it was nice. I played video games, which is something I have not done in a long time, which is nice. Um, and last week we sent out a handful of offers to some outside sales folks. Pablo, thank you very much for your help there. Sarah, thank you for your help there. That was like months of searching. Um, we are going to send out an offer, well, contingent on me having a conversation with Subod to um, another author in the causality space who really wants to join us, which is very exciting. So that was really nice. And this week I will be sending out investor updates and putting together a one pager to send out to folks who are interested in working with us or in investing in us.
All right. So, Florian?
Hello, guys. Happy Monday. I'm grateful to be home for the holidays with my family. It's been very nice so far. As for my tasks, I'm currently working on the attribute generation and validation as I was last week. I'm focusing more on getting more background on modeling a lot of the like confounders and instrumental variable stuff before I dive deeper in the implementation. Also checking that when the LLMs make choices, they're backed by some reasoning and not just a black box where they just give out, this is wrong, this is right. Yeah, so that's my task for this week.
Okay, so I didn't get it actually. Attributes and labels. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, well, like I said last week, I think it's coming from this one research paper in Get Smart, the finding instrumental variables from from prompting an LLM. I mean, the idea is like after Rohis attribute generation, we then validate the attributes to make sure that there's really like no confounders and we have very good definition of the attributes. And it's sort of the step after where we validate it, which I've been working on.
So
But I,
improve
yeah,
the prompt, or you do other validations as well?
it's adding like an existing prompt check. After we generate, then we validate so an additional step after the generation.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So, Lucy? I don't have your voice,
Can't
maybe.
hear you, Lucy.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So happy Monday, happy holidays, everyone. So something that I am grateful today, is also being with my family. Just traveled, back and, staying with them currently. Also, some task I have been working on is trying to list, our website, our AI tool to add to third domain parties to increase our SEO as much as possible. So I also found this website containing like some free AI tool website we can submit to like just for free. And I am trying to like submit them as much as possible. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Pablo?
Lucy, don't do the first like 10 by yourself. Do the first 10 with either me or Sarah or Pablo, and then you can start going by yourself. Let's schedule like a 4 or 5 hour session, and we can just bang them out.
Okay. Got it.
All right, guys. Good morning. Happy Monday. I am grateful that the University of Notre Dame absolutely destroyed Indiana University last Friday in the college football playoff. very grateful for that. That would have been a very rough weekend. Um, and my parents are here. They're visiting Chicago for the week, so I'm very, very, very grateful for that. Um, that'll be a big priority to spend time with them as I haven't for a year. And so really, really excited for that. It's also my mom's I'm not going to mention her age, birthday um, week. So lots to celebrate, guys. We sent out offers to three, four candidates. The appetite for those offers has been very favorable. It was a good call by Avi to call them. It was a great experience, very heartwarming. There may have been tears. It was beautiful. And we have some big meetings this week. Hopefully, we have them. Hopefully, they don't get pushed to next week, but that's totally understandable. But we got some really good appetite from Broomleach. We have that incredible meeting with my friend who's the marketing agency, and we have Franklin Templeton that got pushed, unfortunately, to later next week. But we're pushing ahead. And part of that journey. And then a big goal of mine is on-ramping, getting these enterprise account execs to start producing ASAP, training them, getting ready to go to war. So really exciting stuff.
Awesome. Rupesh?
Hi everyone. Happy Monday. I'm grateful for visiting the most happening place for the Christmas on this week. And coming to the tasks, I have removed the moderation check on the front end since the new casualty endpoint now handling both the moderation and casualty checks. And I have replaced the attribute levels endpoint with the cloud is code endpoint, which also includes the orthogonal attributes. And I'm also working on allowing users to add new attribute only if they are not real products and limiting a user's add attributes to maximum of 8, either for the real world products or to the normal attribute and levels. And additionally, I'm also implementing front-end validations for the I'm lucky feature. And I have a blocker as well. I'm facing is a new attribute cloud endpoint, which actually works perfectly fine on the Swagger with the same payload, but returns a unexpected response from the front end. I have already reported this to Subodh, and I plan to debug it with him and Madhi today. Yeah, there are a lot of tasks assigned to this. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, let's sit after stand-up. Good for
Yeah,
the
sure.
blocker. Also, I have a question, Avi and Subodh. So now that we have attributes on levels endpoint, which can generate like 7 attributes. So is there a need for the orthogonal attributes and labels endpoint still? Should we replace it? Not use it, just use the attributes and labels endpoint?
So the orthogonal is used now with GPT Mari, right? And the one which has the orthogonality inbuilt is the new Claude one. So I would say keep the orthogonal for now. Let's test in this new dev for a week or so, 2 weeks. Let's see how everything pans out. And based on limited testing we did, right? The results are pretty nice with Claude, but still let's do for 1-2 weeks. And once we all feel it's good enough, then that will be the only single point going forward.
Okay.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I think Subodh, what Madi was asking was, once we have an experiment signed,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
do we want to keep the ability for a user to enter their own new attributes that maybe weren't contemplated by the system? Is that what you were asking, Madi?
No.
So both actually answered my question.
Okay. It, will we? Okay, so you're not talking about removing the generation of new attributes.
No, no, no.
Okay. Although if we cap the number of attributes in an experiment at 8 and we generate 7,
No, so the way we do now, so both uh, if a prompt corresponds to a real world product or a non-real world product, in both cases now we generate 10 attribute, and those are all ranked already based on the importance and everything. So we show all 10, and then from that 10 people, at least for now, I would say, can choose a maximum of 8. Probably in a week or two, once we have much more refined survey generation, then we can allow more and more attribute.
beautiful. And how do you feel about the user being able to add their own attributes as well?
So that is also
Um,
fine in the case when it is not a real world product corresponding prompt. Because if it is a prompt which corresponds to a real world product, and then we already have the product, and then if user goes on and add a new attribute which we have no idea what the values will be in real world, then the simulator will not work. So
But
in the real world, yeah.
what if what if so but doing that limits us to existing features. One of the main use cases, oh maybe it may be true that some users would want to use our product to test new, never before seen features.
So if that's the case, then we'll have to make like an option. So we'll have to say if they use, then we cannot do a proper real world product in the simulator.
We can. We can.
But then what will you do with the additional attribute for which you have no information for the product that you have collected?
Oh, I see. I see. I see. Right. I see. Sounds like an enterprise feature. Okay. I see.
Yeah, so that's why, like, for now, we keep it this way, and maybe in the 2-3 weeks we'll have an option. Okay, if you want to add your own, then you'll not be able to play with real world products in the simulator. I mean, that's just the trade-off one has to make.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing we could do about it.
Yeah. That's pretty clear.
but that only when it's a real world product, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So that logic stands,
we can
Rupesh.
figure
Like,
something out,
yeah.
but once users are demanding
Mm,
it, we can. I understand. I understand.
yeah.
That's a good trade-off.
All right. So
Yeah.
Sarah.
Hello. Last week, we finished the financial model, which is exciting. So thank you, Bobby, for almost finishing it. I thought I finished it. Anyway, once it's done, I can submit the NYU challenge application. So we'll get that in this week because it's due January 3rd. And that's, oh, and then I wanted to pose a question about book club. I'm in New York, so I actually couldn't bring the book with me. So I don't know if we still want to have book club today, but if so, Avi, do you want to answer?
I don't know the question.
Are we having book club today, or should we not have it?
Oh, I thought we had. I thought book club was
I
on Friday.
No, it's Monday.
It's Monday. Oh.
Is it? I don't see in my calendar. Let me double check then.
Shoot. Okay, I propose that we try again next week with book club.
Well, you're reading the first chapter, not the first chapter, the introduction.
Yeah.
Not even the first chapter. We have to speed up this book club. This is not very far.
Yeah.
If you don't have your copy, you should
Okay,
receive
well,
your copy in the mail.
January will be book club month. So we'll try again next week. And I think Mondays are good because then people can like read over weekend, and that's my suggestion. Okay, that's all.
It's not even on Friday, Sarah, in my, at least in my calendar.
I just see one on my calendar for Monday, but it's probably my scheduling error, so I'll fix it.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, Subut, it's your turn.
Yeah, so I think last week work was in basically adding those attributes, endpoints, fixing all those every issue in the back end, a lot of them, and then basically now Rupesh is working on making those changes in the UI, so it could be done. And remember, Amadi, you were asking Florian like what he's doing, so that sort of goes. I'll go into a bit detail over there. So once he implements the new paper, which is about basically figuring out, let's say, if we generate 5 attributes, are they all sort of, to a good extent independent of each other? That means they don't have correlation with each other. Because if you in a discrete choice model, if you put attributes which are highly correlated, then your model, you will not be able to estimate the model. So we want them to be as far as apart. In a pure English, that will basically means with few attributes, you have most amount of information captured. So if you try to do that, then you need to figure out the confounding and mediation variable. So if you have some sort of confounding and mediation, then there is something called as instrument variable that kicks in. And that's all basically Florian is trying to do. So I'll give you an example. Price is always a variable which is highly correlated with everything else. So take the example of like airline choice, right? If you have a very high price, chances are it will be a nice airline, nice service, everything else will be very, very nice, right? Now, if you
Yeah.
put price with all the other attributes in the model, price will be highly correlated. So the impact of the price that you get will not be the true one. So basically, you need to find out a surrogate for the price. And that surrogate could be some other variable. So through this new prompting, basically we'll should be able to figure out, okay, if there is some variables which are correlated, if they are, what could be their surrogate, and if there are any, how do we then even model them? Then everything needs to come together so that we can model and provide then a meaningful impact of each and every variable. So at the moment what we have is that, okay, we can give you a expected sign in terms of all the features and their impact, but we can still not with 100% certainty say that this is the true effect. So then that's basically like going the next step. So that's what basically
Okay,
Florian has been working on.
got it
So
now.
I'll catch up with him and see how far we are. And then for Atish, I have bit of data, then I guess which I can give it to Atish and basically he can clean up so that we have the whole US population as our database within a week. And then we can actually at scale start adding different uh, personality variables. So for first pass, we'll simply take whatever exists like Big Five personality and some other collections, we'll pick it up and go with it. And then in the meantime, we'll be looking into if there are some data sets. If not, then basically reopen the Rohit's perception and attitude work to see if we can get close. And hopefully this time with Claude, because Claude seems to be doing way better than GPT. So if that doesn't work out, then I'll take those ones and with Claude and I'll make them work.
Have we tried with O1?
Mm, I haven't. I tried with Claude. I mean, I had nice experience. So I
I
will first try with Claude.
I like Claude much better than GPT. Even just like Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so that's pretty much. And then if I find some time this week, then I'll have to integrate my code for human baseline estimations. Let's see how it goes, given Christmas is this week.
Okay,
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
that's cool. Okay, so next, Suhani.
Everyone, happy Monday. Grateful for today. I had my last exam today and it went pretty well. So, yeah, exam season is finally over. And I've added the documentation of all the repositories to the internal documentation repo. And I'll be updating the readmes of all the repositories individually now. And I'll transfer the documentations to the repositories themselves. And I'll also be adding clickable links to the fund documentation. And I'll also be updating the survey design document with Subodh this week.
Is the survey design document that PDF that was circulating?
Yes. We haven't worked on it for a while, so was planning to get it done and finish it.
Are you going to integrate the Fern documentation? Maybe not with that.
Uh, well, I guess we could, yeah. Once it's complete, I'll integrate it with the fund documentation.
Yeah, that should be like the whole story. And how's it going with the did we ever decide on like if we want to use Mermaid, if we want to update the agentic like Miro documentation that we put together? Did any of that make it to the documentation?
I didn't get the chance to like complete it, so I'll be looking into that as well.
Yeah, only if it's valuable.
But I think
Feel free to also just delete it and do your own thing.
yeah, sure, I'll look into it. Yep.
One question, Suhani. Did you migrated the documentation for Rehoboam as well?
I haven't, yeah, it's in the internal documentation repository, but I'm yet to make a pull request and add it to the Rehoboam repository.
Okay, so I have done some work. It's half done, so you might you might continue my work because we can have like Mermaid there, and it's pure markdown, but we have the ability to have Mermaid, and it's like cleaned, well structured documentation, so you can continue there.
Sure, we can schedule a meeting and let's discuss.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and next, Tatwik. We have Tatwik.
Hello everyone, happy Monday.
Yeah.
So in terms of updates, the market share is going to have 4 big pushes. So it's going to be analytics UI in that order. So I can text in between. The first push to analytics is done and tested. I'm currently trying to push to UI. After that, you will already see the real life products. But then I will start working on making it pre-calculated. So first I'm going to push it and we will still have the submit button. Then I'm going to go back and try to get rid of this submit option. That's what I'm working on. Currently, there are no blockers. I'm just trying to figure out the code and everything. So yeah, that's all on my part.
Tatevik, were those guys from Upwork useful at all?
There is a, if we can meet after the stand-up, there is like something to discuss.
You got
All right. So, and last me, So yeah. So this week I will work with Duplo Cloud engineers to work on the Shiny proxy to fix the Shiny proxy issue. So now what they have done is they have bring the analytics into the same origin as front end. So now we can it's good for security, and also uh, it has some benefits also. So we are going to test that, and also I am checking the live logs work of Tushar and Hadi. So they have both like their pros and cons. Yes, both of them are not ready to push. Has some issues. For example, the Tushar's work is not is giving error. I have added this the what is it called, the secret keys and those things, and still it's give me error. But Hobbies has issued that um uh, we cannot invite some users. So they like these issues. One has this issue and one has that issue. The speed, both of them has the speed issue, but Hades was a bit faster, and Tushar was slower without any loading state. So it like these pros and cons, both of them has this. So I make sure to fix them with tell them so they can fix it. And also the next thing is I wanna make application ready for release to production, test everything, so find bugs and so yeah, and release it so Pablo can have demos without issue and user can use it without any issue. Also, I will continue work on the documentation, which was half done. And also there are other things like I want to finish API schemas. So the API endpoints has input and output schemas. So it's good for validation, documentation, and these things. Also, I want to add API versioning to our API. For example, uh, API/VVAN, so we can build on top of that. For example, when we make a new feature, we make it version 2, so we do not break the current endpoints. So these are in my list for this week. I hope I can finish them. So yeah, and also help team. Yeah, that's it from my side. So do we have any demo?
Wait, hold on. Before we go to the demo, um, for the API, how did you describe it? Schema validation. Have you seen the new work from Anthropic last week about their model context protocol?
No, I didn't.
It is. I'm gonna send you a list here. I'll make this a ticket as well. It's this. How would I describe it? It's like an open standard that allows agents to interface with APIs. And so if we
I will. Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, if we're going down this agentic route and we're creating tools for our agents, this might be valuable. And then secondly, um, the Duplo Cloud guys fixed. Well, I should ask: did the Duplo Cloud, or did your team, uh, solve the issue of our traces not showing up in LangChain in Langsmith?
Yes, that's fixed last week. Now it's in dev. Actually, I was yeah uh, I forgot that, but it's fixed. It's working, and we need to just add it to the UI.
Nice. Yeah, I think that will be very valuable for the work that both Florian and Atish are doing.
Yeah, I will yeah ask Rupesh to add it. I think it's just uncommenting some line. So
Sweet, excellent work, very nice work. Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, like we had a 5 hour debug session. We find the root cause of that, and then yeah, we I fix it.
Excellent.
Yeah. Uh, thank you. Okay, so does anyone have any demo?
I can see Madi counting to 6. I can do a
Um,
demo of something. What did I do last week? I can do a demo of a new slide that I made. If we want to do that, it's my favorite slide. Um, Although I'd like to, can someone would someone else like to demo as well?
Rupesh did a lot of work.
Rupesh, you wanna demo?
No, I think it's not completed yet, so I don't believe that will be get into a demo.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to demo the kind of not completed work. All right, let me see if I can demo something. Um, I'm demoing not completed work, everybody. Let's see if this works. Yes. Okay, ready? This will be a fun little. Oh no! Wait, don't read it. Don't read it. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
No.
No. Okay, hold on.
Nope.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. All right.
Right.
It's my favorite slide that we made from last week, which we're probably gonna throw out. We made a bunch of slides we're gonna have to throw out. Okay. So, for those of us who read the intro chapter of the Book of Why, what either physical traits or behavior traits are uh, are I don't want to say predictive. are kind of close to unique to humans? What are a handful of things that people think maybe are somehow related to intelligence? There's no wrong answer, also. Ugh. Man, such participation. Throw out some ideas. There's a bunch of them. They're all wrong. Logical inference. Wow. Florian going right for the jugular. I don't know if do humans have logical inference? I guess they do. Yeah, that's a good one.
I feel like I don't specifically remember from the book, but I feel like one thing might be like you have like mental shortcuts, but like AI don't. Like we as human usually like we get to somewhere just by looking at something. Like if I see um like I don't know how to explain it, but we just jump the process between from thinking from one point to the other. But like I feel like AI don't. AI go through like a really specific process. Yeah, I don't know if that sounds one. And I feel like the mental shortcut is called like heuristic. It's something psychology. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. It sounds a little bit similar to um, symbolic reasoning and maybe logical inference also.
Yeah.
And that might be another way for kind of going through this. Well, let's go through it. Let's go through it. So some people think that, well, early theory said, oh, it's opposable thumbs. Opposable thumbs cause intelligence, but there's a lot of animals with opposable thumbs. It's not enough. And then, okay, what else? What else do folks have that are unique? Well, we have speech. We're one of the few animals with speech. We can do vocal learning. That's also kind of unique, but not enough. Some folks say it's the ability to dance. It's one of the kind of highest order cognitive tasks, like the most sophisticated task in nature is the ability to dance. What's interesting here, I love this part about this slide. What is a prerequisite? What is causal? Well, can you infer any causal claims between vocal learning and dancing based on this graph? I don't want to say this graph, based on this Venn diagram. What can you infer? Come on, causality people. Any guesses?
Mm, I mean, I don't know based on the Venn diagram, but they technically should be uncorrelated.
Why do you say that?
I mean, I don't know if you can sing or, yeah, if you can sing or have a nice voice, it doesn't really necessarily mean you can also have a very good uh, body coordination. And then the same pretty much applies other way around.
Yes, and there are no instances of having good body coordination without the ability uh, to do vocal learning. Can you make the claim here that the ability to speak or vocal learning it causes evolutionarily the ability to dance, but not the other way around?
No.
Maybe not. It's a stretch. It's
Mhm.
definitely not conclusive evidence, but you can make the claim. I should say I've heard the claim made. But none of these things. Well, Subodh, how do you feel? How does that sit with you?
Yeah, I mean, blue is kind of independent of the yellow one. Yeah.
Well, none of these things. Yes, and none of these things are unique to humans. What is unique to humans, and this is a misuse of the Venn diagram, Subodh, please forgive me. I should find a better way to represent this. The thing that is unique to humans is the ability to ask why. Of all of the animals that we have learned to communicate with, we taught Coco the gorilla sign language, and she learned whatever it was. She had a 3,000 word vocabulary, and she was unable to ask why, even when taught the words. And so, Florian, your initial guess of logical inference, um, if you can call that the ability to ask why, the ability to ask causal questions, that is the thing unique to human intelligence. That's my slide. It's part of why I think what we're doing is so important and interesting to people.
This is the nexus to a long form article that we should write, as well as 3 to 4 short form pieces of content. Ta-da.
Yes, sir. I'm down. All right, that's my demo. Guys, I'm really excited about this coming year. Wait, is it too early to talk about the year? Talk about what we're excited about for the year? I guess we have more time. But I'm really excited about this year. It's like we have a product, we have users, we have channels. There's really nothing stopping us. We have a quality product. We have geniuses on our team. I'm really like in awe of what we've built over the last year. Like I think about where we were even just a couple weeks ago, where we were a couple months ago, and it's like I'm in awe, and I'm in awe of where we are going to be. If anyone wants to help with the kind of long-term planning, with the investor materials, with the 5-year roadmap, please volunteer. There's a lot of different ways we can go. We really have to pick like one vertical and get really sharp and precise about it. And so this is our company. Like, we are all owners here, so we all need to decide what we want to do with this thing, with the ability to teach machines to ask why. Yeah, that's all I got. Does anyone else have anything they would like to say or share?
I just wanted to say the same thing. Like you said, Avi. I mean, 4 or 5 months earlier, what we had to what we have, it's a night and day difference. There was a time when we're more worried that whether the product is up or not, to a place where it's up more often than not. So that's a happy feeling.
I think I've been in this inflection point a few times, and I could really tell um, that we're about to cross the chasm from an investor perspective. You know, everyone thinks for a company in our stage, they think, is this the right product? And we're validating that as we speak. And then, is this the right team to make this new market? And I also believe that this is the right team. So it's really exciting. And I'm excited to introduce some of the new members coming in as we enter the new year to kind of just show momentum. A few of these people, one of them specifically, we stole from Google, or we're about to steal from Google. So if you think about kind of like where the forces are coming from, this guy's an absolute rock star. All of them are, to be clear.
You're a rock star.
But we're taking some really big talent. So that would have never happened if obviously Avi wasn't there. But also if we didn't have a platform, if we didn't have a curated idea, etc. So just because you weren't in the room for that conversation to bring this talent doesn't mean that your efforts weren't critical, which they were. So thank you, everyone.
Agreed. Subodh, you have to let me know what you want to do with Florent. We have like 3 of the biggest authors of the biggest behavioral science books. Florent, Connor, and Howard. Connor Joyce, Florent Poussin, Howard Moskowitz, like, working with us. It's nuts. It's nuts.
And Matt Waller, whose organization is a partner of ours. So we literally have 100% of that population.
Yeah, Lucy, we're gonna put you to work. We got a lot of people to touch. Welcome to the team.
I'm ready.
Okay, all right. So we are like few minutes over. So let's get back to work and crash it. So yeah, Yeah, Rupesh, after let's have a 5 minute break and then go through your blocker.
Yeah, meet here.
Yep. Thank you, team.
Yep. Bye, everyone.